It is Friday, June 5th, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride as well as we get y'all set for another baseball weekend. Man, did the week fly by fast, didn't it?
Oh, shoot. I got to think about that one.
Oh, if you have to think about it, then
Yeah, not really, Chris. Not really, no.
Oh.
I feel like I've been busy.
Yeah, okay, well, that's good. Well, you weren't as busy as Josh Rojas, who gets our tip of the cap. This was amazing. He got the game-winning pinch hit, two-run single, off your Twins in the ninth. You would say, okay, well, what's the big deal? How about this? His day started in Columbus, Ohio, where he was playing for the Omaha Storm Chasers, the Royals' AAA affiliate. Goes 1 for 3. Mid-game, they pull him. They say, hey, we need you in Minneapolis. You're getting called up to the big league club. He tried to make a 3 o'clock flight, missed it by 7 minutes, sat around the airport for more than 4 hours, got on the plane, noticed that the Twins and Royals got delayed by rain in the middle of the game. He's thinking, I could make it to the stadium on time. Lands, hops in an Uber, gets dressed, gets loose, and gets the game-winning knock. So 2 teams, 2 cities, 2 different leagues, 1 game winner. How's your Thursday?
That's insane. I was watching this game, obviously. Shocked that he actually swung at this pitch, as Justin Lawrence was just nowhere near the strike zone. But a beautiful knock. And that is a crazy story, man. That's one he's never going to forget. And I don't even think the Twins broadcast knew that because they didn't mention that at all. So I didn't, until you had him as our tip of the cap, I had to look it up. But bravo, man.
I remember over 40, right around 40-ish years ago, there was a guy named Joel Youngblood. Was it Joel? Yeah, he got traded midday and played for 2 major league teams in the same day in different cities. So I believe that's who it was.
That's
if I'm
wild.
not mistaken. Yeah. Crazy. But this one takes the cake. That's pretty good to fly.
And you just wanted a little dagger. You just want a little dagger. It's fine.
It had nothing to do. I would have said the same thing if he had gotten the knock against the Guardians. For God's sakes, it's an amazing triumph.
It really is amazing. It really is amazing.
All right, this is not amazing. Not for Yankee fans. Going to be without the captain for quite some time. Aaron Judge officially diagnosed with a stress fracture in his most upper right rib. Going to get rest and treatment and be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks. The team said in a statement late on Thursday, quote, we expect him to return at some point this season. Should alarms and bells be going off in the Bronx?
No. It's a rib injury, so that he's got to sit it out, but he'll be okay. I told Jake this. I went back and looked at when I broke my rib in 2016 and I was out for 4 weeks. So with the ribs, it's just like pain tolerance, essentially. Like what can you do? Because it'll heal. And then, like I said, there's nothing you can treat it with. You just let it, you got the rest. That's it. So I think realistically, we could looking at like 6 weeks here. I think there's a lot of like doom and gloomers that are like, oh, he's not going to return till September. Like I just do not see that. I would say 6 weeks is when we see Aaron Judge. So, the next question you're asked about the AL MVP, I don't think he's going to have that because he's just going to miss too many games. Although if there's one guy that could do it, it's Aaron Judge. But I don't think it's as bad as people are kind of making it out to be. He's going to be back and he's going to be okay.
You know when I would be concerned? I would be concerned if the Yankees got traded to the National League. It's fine. So he's going to miss some time. And I don't know if it's going to be as short as 6 weeks. Obviously, you've dealt with pain that I haven't. But when they say he's going to rest and get treatment and then be reevaluated in 4 to 6, I mean, look, that could be 4. And then they say, yeah, in 2 weeks, you'll be ready to go. That's possible. It's also possible we couldn't see him till August. And you know what? It's not going to matter. Look at where the Yankees are in the standings. I know that they trail in the American League East, but they're still 7.5 games from being out of the wild card chase. And that's if any of those teams get their act together, right? I mean, the league has just been horrific, horrible. All these teams that we thought were going to be at least decent, we thought if they were going to be bad, that they'd be 500. None of these teams, Tigers, Blue Jays, The Mariners had to go on a serious run over the last 10 days just to get over 500. And so the Yankees can sit here and they can be like, all right, it sucks that we don't have him. And by the way, we might play 500 ball without him, but so what? They don't care. As long as they make the playoffs, I think they'd love to be the 1 seed. I think they'd love to have home field advantage. I think at the end of the day, with the pitching staff that they have built, and I think that they'll add a bullpen arm to help them out, they just don't care as long as 99 is back with 6 weeks to go.
Yeah, and Ben Rice has just become this incredible MVP candidate in his own right. You could say the same thing about Bellinger. So like the offense is will be able to survive without him. Will they be less? Yes, of course. But yeah, I just don't think this is as big a deal as everyone's making it.
No, I mean it's shocking when a guy, and normally it should be. Like I think if this were last year, and well, I can't even say that because Toronto the first 8 weeks of the season wasn't very good. I don't remember what the American League was like last year, but I know it wasn't this bad. It wasn't this bad.
No.
So, whatever. I mean, are there some questions? Yes. Can Ben Rice continue to be the MVP-ish guy that he's been without 99 in the lineup? It's a good question. Bellinger has been incredible, as far as WAR goes. Stanton will be coming back at some point, probably this month. But, he's another calf strain away from ending up on the injured list. Martian, he'll be back soon. He'll give them some pop from at least one side of the plate. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Now, who's your American League MVP frontrunner?
That's easy. It's Bobby Witt.
Is that strictly because of WAR? Because he's not having that great an offensive season.
Yeah, but he plays elite defense and changes the game with his legs. Like he's an all-around baseball player. Like he does everything well, and he will. I mean, by the end of the year, what do you think his OPS is going to be? It's probably going to be high 8s, low 9s, and you mix that with the things that he does. And yes, the WAR accumulation is definitely a part of it, but that's kind of, look, that is a way to judge a player's all-around game. I think it's going to be him. Now, do I think Bellinger's going to be in the mix? I do. Do I think Jordan's probably going to end up getting top 3 MVP votes this year? I do. But I think we're going to see the first, I told Jake, the first of 3 Bobby Witt Jr. MVPs in his career.
First of 3.
Yeah, I think he gets 3.
I remember during our predictions segment, right as the season was getting started, we asked, outside of Ohtani and Judge, who could be kind of our surprise MVPs. And I think I went with Bobby Witt. Not that he would have been a surprise, but I said I think I had him next in line. I mean, what in the world would it take for Jordan to win it? I mean, he doesn't play a position, but go look at his numbers. He leads the American League in batting. He leads the American League in homers. He's one behind his teammate Christian Walker for RBIs. He leads the entire league in OPS. His splits are incredible. You can't name probably 2 other people you'd rather have up at the plate in a crunch situation. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, look, I agree. It just hasn't happened. Like I'm just going by what I think the voters are going to do, and just doesn't, like, DHs just aren't going to win MVPs essentially. But he's going to be a top 3 guy this year.
But so if he gets the Triple Crown, he's not going to get the MVP if Houston stays in this thing? Gosh, that's
Triple Crowns, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's different. That's different because did Miggy win it when he definitely won it when he had the Triple Crown, and
but he didn't. I don't think he had as good a year when he won the Triple Crown as he did the year before. If I'm not
mistaken. Or was the following year? One of those two. Like he had a better year the year before, and he wasn't exactly a defender, but he was out there.
I don't know. Let us know where you.
It's a great question, Chris, because it seems really stupid. It seems like most. Like we shouldn't fault a guy for playing the position that he plays.
Right. And I think if your numbers are significantly better, like right now, Jordan squashes Bobby Witt as far as offensive numbers.
Yeah, but dude, Bobby Witt already has accumulated 17 outs above average. That's by far the most in baseball. He's also, how many swipes does he have? I just had it up. He's got 21 swipes already. Yeah, this guy's gonna end up with 40 to 50 stolen bases, being the best defender in all of baseball. And again, an OPS in the high 8s, low 9s. Like it's.
And I'm with you. I love well-rounded players. I love athleticism in the game. I think that the rules shifting over the last few years have brought back the athlete into the sport. I love every part of it. And I'm a huge Bobby Witt guy. Just saying that when a dude walks up there and puts up the numbers that Jordan has, I don't know if it's fully fair for us to say, well, all he does is hit. Well, shit, yeah.
I agree.
Hits, and then he hits. I just don't think it's as easy as saying, well, he doesn't play the field.
I'm a Jordan stan. I am totally agree with you. The voters need to get on board with that.
And I have no problem if people want to make him the favorite moving forward for the AL MVP. I'm just saying that when Jordan is having the type of year, we just need to take a deep breath. That's all.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. And by the way, while we're taping this show, the super regionals have started. I know you're not a huge college baseball fan, but I have a huge, huge piece of my heart in the first game at West Virginia. Cal Poly Slow is playing. The kid that just hit leadoff, Nate Castellon. I coached him ever since he was a little kid.
He owes you everything.
I love it. He doesn't owe me anything. Despite that, he turned into an excellent Division I college baseball player. And he hit one pretty well, about 15 feet shy of the fence. Come on, Nate. Let's go, Mustangs. There you go. Thank you. Let us know, who is your MVP frontrunner without Aaron Judge? How worried are you about the Yankees? Are we maybe downplaying a little bit too much? All sorts of stuff to get to. Hey, this episode, Baseball Today, it's sponsored by our friends at T-Mobile. Whether you're on the go or at the ballpark, T-Mobile is built to keep you connected wherever the game takes you. And with America's best network, you know your phone is going to work even in a crowded stadium. Anybody who's been to a big game knows the feeling. Your team hits the walk-off, everybody's trying to text or post or send videos at the exact same time, and suddenly your phone won't load squat. Or when you're trying to stream the game while traveling and the feed keeps buffering at the worst possible moment. Those are the moments that matter to real baseball fans, and a drop signal should not be the reason that you miss any of them. T-Mobile's network is built specifically to handle all of it. I'm talking about packed stadiums, big moments, no problem. Find out how baseball hits different with T-Mobile at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Fastest based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data of National Speed Score results for 2H 2025. Yes, the best based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All right, another wild night at Wrigley Field. And the Cubs center fielder, he was right in the center of it all.
2-0. Shea underneath it, a touch. Throw Armstrong, can't find it. It drops. It goes all the way to the ivy. Here goes Shea. He will be sent home by Bobby Crosby. The relay throw is late. Shea is safe. In the air, falling. Base hit.
Oh my goodness.
And the Cubs
Look at this place. I needed this.
You know, Craig Counsell was asked, is this one of those games that you can circle and say this is where the season changed? Are you a believer in that sort of stuff?
Obviously, the momentum is there. You're about to get swept. You have this gritty comeback. They had great at-bats there in the ninth inning. I was watching this game. Our guy Happer, Dansby Swanson takes 100 back up the middle. Then PCA, the big redeemer. Like, yes, like that helps a ton. But I think they have more issues than gritty play. Like, you know, like I don't think that's the issue.
Yeah, and we'll get to that momentarily. For PCA, what a huge turn of events, man. And with the way things have gone for him, some of it self-inflicted based on what happened in the south side of Chicago, people are posting left and right on social media with every F-up that he makes. So when he lost the ball, I mean, I'm sure you've had that happen where you can't see it, right?
I mean, yeah, in my life, sure, yeah. I didn't play a ton of outfield, which
I know you did.
More so in the outfield. But.
Oh, poor. I mean, he was like 25, 30 feet from it. It was not even close.
Yeah, sometimes you're just helpless out there. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, and then for him to get up, you know, in that critical situation, PCA chants cascading from, the rafters there at Wrigley Field. That was pretty cool. I thought the biggest thing was what you mentioned, Dansby Swanson, who's been horrible. I think he was benched the other day, to be honest with you. He's hitting under 200, just hasn't put it together offensively. For him to keep that inning alive and to tie it with 2 down, that was huge. Big picture here, are you more confident in the A's or the Cubs to push their respective division leaders this year?
I think my answer is neither, Chris. I think that's my answer. I'll start with the Cubs. The pitching, the starting rotation is obliterated, and they have not performed well at all. And this was something that we thought they were going to have, like 7 starters. They're going to have to figure out what to do with them. Outside of Ben Brown, who didn't even start the year as a starter, it's all been bad, Chris. The first 5 guys they have listed on their baseball reference page, which, Edward Cabrera and Matthew Boyd are on the IL right now. But Shota, Jameson, Tyone, Colin Ray, and those 2 I just mentioned all have negative WARs on the season.
Jeez.
That's tough.
Yep.
So that's, to me, more of an issue than any of this other stuff. Like, yeah, we talk about PCA a lot because he's like a polarizing player. But, I do think sometimes the energy is weird with Counsell, and like this obviously has something to do with it, because if your starters aren't giving you chances to win games, or they're not, they have to carry a team at certain points. They just really have not done that. So I don't think either them or the A's. I mean, I think you mentioned the Mariners. You think they're going to win the division by double digits. I don't think they're catching the Mariners, and I don't think the Cubs are going to catch the Brewers or the Pirates.
Yeah, both these teams are flawed. I had the Cubs winning the division and the Brewers making it as a wild card. I'd like to hit the flip button on that. I just, the Cade Horton injury was just critical, because I really felt like this dude had enough to match up with virtually any pitcher. And that guy can stop losing streaks, and he can swing momentums of series, the whole bit. I'm just a big believer in that kid and his talent and what he brings to the mound. And the rest of these guys just haven't done their jobs. And a lot of them are veterans, right? I mean, Tyone's already, what is he, giving up 20 home runs or something already? Shota's given up 10 in the last 3 starts. Matthew Boyd, he's going to come back soon. And you're right, he's got to pitch like the guy that we saw for most of 2025, where he was an all-star and a phenomenal story. It felt like they pushed a lot of the right buttons in the offseason. The Edward Cabrera trade, I like that for both teams. I really liked it for the Cubs. He's down right now because of the blister. Hopefully he gets back really soon and can kind of take over that void that they have at the top of this rotation. But even their bullpen has had real flaws. And the A's, I can't even start to mention the bullpen there. They do. Now, they've got some guys who have done a decent job, but there's not enough swing and miss there. And that is a real issue for me. I don't think they're going to stick with it. I don't think I said that Seattle was going to win it by double digits, but I said at least 6 or 7. So not far from double digits. And I agree with you. I think you gave the right answer, which is neither. And that's too bad, because these are fun teams. And
well, I mean, they're 2 different types of teams. I mean, yeah, the A's are fun. They've done a good job of locking up their young talent. We always question their pitching staff. Gage Jump, what's up? Maybe he's a difference maker. But the Cubs' expectations were so much higher than the A's coming into the year. And they seem like, again, like, yeah, like still fun to watch, but like they are not playing like a juggernaut team like we thought they could.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't know, especially with as deep as the National League is, they're going to have to work hard, I think, to stay in the wild card race. But it's possible. They're not all that far away from Milwaukee, but it feels like they are. So we'll see how that all goes. Also, the Cubs still can't hit with runners in scoring position except for last night. That was good. And JT Ginn, I want to give him a shout out. The guy who lost the no-hitter out in Anaheim a few starts ago in the 9th inning and ended up losing the game on a Neto walk-off. He was great again last night.
Yeah.
He's just pitched exceptionally well. It wouldn't surprise me if he makes the All-Star team. It's like the veterans in that rotation that need to pick it up a bit, right? Between Severino, Springs, and Savali.
Yeah, Sevy, they're both on the IL right now.
Who?
Sevy and Springs. Sevy and
Savali.
Yeah.
Okay. Not good. Oh, yeah. Sevy did end up getting there. I saw he left his last start early. All right. Interesting stuff. Well, speaking of limping around, San Diego Padres, they're actually limping home after a brutal road trip through Washington and Philly. San Diego has now dropped 5 in a row, 9 of 10. Their offense is a mess, and their skipper's looking for answers.
Offense is what creates momentum and energy. And when there is less of it, there's less momentum and there's less energy. And everybody feels like they've got to be the person that figures it out. And in baseball, it's not a game where you can just take over. There's no pick and roll. There's no isolation. There's no we're going to hand the ball off to our best running back. Or the quarterback's going to handle the game. There's none of that in baseball. We got to figure it out together and as a team. And it takes all parts of that machine working together, to help us win a game.
Is it as simple as waiting for the studs to break out, or does this team need a little A.J. Preller magic, like let's get going in June and trade for somebody?
Yeah, I think a shakeup is the right word, whether we're talking about complete like lineup shuffling. Maybe we need to give some of these veterans like 2 or 3 days off and just say, hey, put your turfs on. You're not playing today. Like sometimes that works. Like something has to happen because Chris, this is the worst offense in all of baseball.
Yep.
And I'm talking average. We're talking runs. We're talking OPS. The most important stat, runs. They are dead last in baseball, and that's not something you'd really expect from the names here. Now, Ty Francis had a good year. Gavin Sheets has had a good year. But then that's kind of where it stops. We know the struggles of Tatis and Machado, and Merrill's been playing better as of late. But yeah, you can't really, you can't send these guys down. So I think the next best thing is to sit them. I've seen it happen. Brian Dozier in 2016, Paul Molitor sat him early on in the season and told him like, hey, like next 2 days, like basically the whole series, he was supposed to just like not play. I think he ended up pinch hitting the last game of the series. You know what happened to Brian Dozier in 2016? He had 42 homers.
Yes, he did.
Which is tied for all-time AL second baseman. And like something like that needs to happen to these guys. Like Christopher Sanchez went out and shoved against them, and Manny Machado's like smiling at him. Obviously, they played on the Dominican team together, but like, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't like to see that if I was a Padres fan. Like, come on, man. Like, let's get in here. So I think that could be enough. Like, just like saying, hey, Manny, next 3 days you ain't playing. Like, let's get our head right. And then after that, Toddy, next 3 games you ain't playing. Let's get our head right. Like, something has to happen, Chris.
Do you think that Stammen will have a tough time doing that because he played with some of these guys?
No. I don't. You just got to phrase it the right way. It's like, man, look, it's not working right now, and I think we could use this little mental reset. Like, all I want you to do for the next let's just call it 2 days.
Well, let's go over a little bit about numbers wise about how bad it is. You mentioned last in runs, tied for last in OPS, last in average, by a significant margin, and it would be at 218 would be the worst in the franchise's single season history. And they had some bad teams in the early going. This would be the worst. They have only 3 guys on their roster right now with at least 100 at-bats that have an OPS higher than 665. I'm going to repeat that. Higher than 665, which is well below league average. France, Sheets, and Andujar. That is it. Now, it was 2 years ago when A.J. Preller pulled the trigger on the Luis Arraez trade, and that was in May of 2024. So for people that are saying, well, it's too early, like teams aren't going to do it. Well, make something happen. Be the first. Yes?
No, I'm just wrist hurts.
Oh, sorry. Carpal tunnel?
I don't know.
Other stuff?
Don't say, oh, what? No, I thought you were going to say old age. Stop. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's okay. Wasn't that good a point anyway. But I would like to see maybe A.J. Preller start this thing. You know me. I give the pep talk every year to the GMs. Don't make us baseball fans sit around and wait. Make it an exciting time for us. I can't handle all the trades in like a 12-hour period. My brain cannot work. Spread them out. So let's start the party. If we really think that the Padres can try and save their season, I mean, hell, I keep hearing that they could be in the Tarek Skubal sweepstakes if that ends up happening. Well, great. So he can lose 1-0? What's the point? What's the point? Because right now, this team, and I told you, remember earlier in the week, we talked about Padres or Diamondbacks, which team can actually give the Dodgers a better run or make them sweat more. I said, really, neither team could, but it'd be this team. I'm wearing the Arizona Diamondbacks cap. I just don't, as much as I love the energy in Petco and dig it and want them to be good, they're just not good right now. So, AJ, let's go.
Can I get my talking head take right now?
I mean, I suppose it's kind of what we do.
There's just so much more dog in the Diamondbacks right now than there is in the Padres.
Yeah.
And I know these guys are very accomplished players on the San Diego Padres. Maybe too accomplished, some would say. There are some freaking dogs in that Diamondback lineup that I just don't get the same fight feeling watching the Padres that I do when I watch the Diamondbacks.
Well, when was the last time the Padres had a skipper that gave you a little bit of that grit and feeling too? Now, I know that you're not a big manager can have an effect on the team sort of guy.
It can have an effect on team. I just don't think they don't make or break seasons.
Okay, but let's look at who they've had in recent years and that it hasn't exactly worked out, right? I mean,
Jace Tingler,
Bob Melvin, Andy Green was a few times ago, right?
Yeah.
Who am I missing from last year?
You're missing the guy that came from the Cardinals. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. Mike Schilt. Who actually did a decent job, it felt like. And then all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I'm out.
So you're saying they need a hard ass down there?
I don't know if hard asses don't really work in San Diego. That doesn't.
We don't know. How do we know?
You're right. They haven't had a hard ass. They brought a guy in. I don't know if you're going to know this name. He's a legendary manager in the history of the sport, Dick Williams. He managed the A's in the early 70s. He managed the Padres, took them to the World Series in 84. Now, that guy was an old school hard ass. It's been a while, though.
I mean, I know they just hired Craig Stammen, but they got their manager in the dugout right now.
Oh.
Puto.
He'd be a little bit of a hard ass, wouldn't he?
He'd be great because he's funny. He's played for in Twins organization, we had hard asses, dude. Tom Kelly straight to Ron Gardenhire. I know Ron at the end was a joyful guy, but look at how many times he got thrown out, and I'll tell you some things he said to me. I love Ron. Respect the hell out of him. But Mickey P came up in that Piranha's organization. Let's go, man.
Okay. Wow, you're trying to get rid of the guy after 10 weeks on the job. Look at you.
Hold on. I was going to say one more thing.
What?
I forget now.
All right. Well, if you think about it, let me know.
Okay.
I don't know. Let us know. Can this team turn it around? Can talent win out? Does AJ Preller need to step in and trade now? Or do you just let it shake out? Or do you follow Plouffe's plan? Give guys a couple days off. You just go sit over there.
Spa days. Look at Caleb Derber went to a new hitting coach. All of a sudden he's hitting. I don't know. Just take some time. Work on yourself.
I guess so. I guess that can work. You're right. Today's episode of Baseball Today, it's sponsored by Hims. You got weight loss goals, but actually sticking to them, that can be an entirely different story. And that's where Weight Loss by Hims steps in. Hims offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications. That includes Wegovy pill and Wegovy pen. With Wegovy through Hims, you can lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. And one of the biggest things, everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is indeed right for you. And if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. No insurance needed. So you ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/baseball today to get personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's Hims, HIMS.com/baseball today. Hims.com/baseball today. Weight loss by Hims, not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is a registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information and restrictions, just visit hims.com. Okie dokie. Boston struggles. They continue at home as Baltimore takes 2 out of 3, and what a mess we had on our hands on Thursday. The O's jumped on Bryan Bello for 6 runs in the first and never looked back. Now get this. Bello has an ERA of over 10 in 30-plus innings as a starter. His ERA is under 1 in more than 25 as a bulk reliever. As for Bello, he don't give a damn about the numbers.
First of all, just stop talking about bullpen and open and starting games. I've always been a starter, and when I've been successful as a starter, no one asks a question whether I have to be in the bullpen or starting games. So just starting from there, just stop that talk because I'm just having a bad season. That's it.
So bad, in fact, he was sent Thursday night down to AAA. Do you think his demotion had anything to do with those statements?
Yeah, I do. I mean, pair that with the poor performance, and if you want to be a starter and you want us to stop talking about it, you got your wish, big dog. You're gonna be a starter in AAA. Like, that's a crazy thing to say to the media. And I know things have just this is the tip of the iceberg when we're talking about problems with the Red Sox organization right now. But like, that's just an interview you can't give, dude. What are you talking about? It's just a bad start to the season. I'm always been a starter. Stop talking about it. It's like, no, dude, no. You've had one decent year as a starter, and it was last year. I've been on your side, man. Red Sox fans for a long time keep telling me when I mention Bello, he's not that good. And so, like, you can't talk like that, dude. Like, you don't have the numbers to back it up. So, I mean, yeah, I think that was poor performance obviously matters. Like, he wouldn't have got sent down if he said that with when he was performing well. But like, you have these starts, you show emotion on the mound when, the first time Chad Tracy comes to take you out, you're shaking your head after, you were getting blown up that game as well. Like, it's just a culmination of things. The attitude poor, you're gone. I mean, that's just life in general, man. Like, you ain't performing at work, and then you're giving attitude, and you just have no like perspective as what's going on. Like, yeah, you're going to be out. So I don't know, man.
That's not Pedro Martinez on the mound.
No.
That's Bryan Bello. Like, you got to know it's okay to have confidence at this level and feel like you're great. I think you have to feel that way or else you're not going to make it. At least those are the people that I've been around. But my God, have some sensibilities. Read the room. Like, you're right. That blow up was not what I just read you the numbers. I left this one out. You know what his ERA is in the first inning?
That's horrible. That's why they give him an opener.
It's almost 17. And the problem is yes, they've tried to use him in a bulk appearance, but it's blown up in their face. They've used an opener in front of him just for the first inning 3 times, and 3 times it stunk. They were so far behind they couldn't even catch up. And yes, Bello did his job as a bulk reliever, but Chad Tracy even said it after this loss. In order for us to get where we need Bryan Bello to be a starter. And then I guess they all sat down together. I think they do.
Have you looked at the starting pitching depth right now? They'd have guys.
Yeah, but Crochet's injury has really kind of thrown a monkey wrench into this whole thing. And the fact is they need some balance from the right side. They really don't have that outside of Sonny Gray. So they need a second right-handed arm to provide something for this franchise. And why not the guy who they paid $55 million guaranteed to?
He should be thanking his lucky stars he put pen to paper.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those.
He's got a player option for 2030 at 21 mil. This guy has another, after this year, 44 mil coming his way. No, more than that. Because it's a player option. Hold on one second. So next year it's 8.6, then 16. So let's just call that 24 and a half.
25.
Let's call it 25. And then after that, he's got another 40. So we're talking $65 million guaranteed to him.
Jesus.
Just right here. Zip it, dude.
We'll work on your craft. Look, some of these long-term deals that they've given out have just blown up so far, right? Campbell, Can't even keep him on the major league roster. Roman Anthony, I mean, nobody has a problem with him giving him 182, but you got to be on the field. Hopefully he will be. Obviously Garrett Crochet, but he was more decorated when he got his deal than the rest of these guys. And with all that being said, if you look at the standings, Boston's only 3.5 out of the wild card chase. Do you think that they can get their shit together or no?
I do kind of, even though there's such a black cloud over this organization right now. I mean, like, stuff in the front office, things going back years. IKF talking about they don't perform well at home because guys are too distracted, all sorts of stuff. I still really like their pitching staff. I know it's lefty heavy, but it's really, really good. Now, some bullpen arms have not been good for them, but they also have a couple that have been really good. Like late inning, they can get the job done. Seen it, okay? So, yeah, I do think they can get back into it because there are some names that haven't gotten going for them offensively whatsoever. I think Roman Anthony being back and being part of all this would help. If Caleb Durbin, he found his hitting coach and he can provide any semblance of offense at third base, like, yeah, I think they could get back into this thing.
Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, look, I kicked and screamed at the beginning of this thing as to why Judge's injury is not as significant as maybe most seasons because the AL stinks. One good week and they're right back in this thing. So, yeah, I think so. But my God, what a shit show it has been. Every facet of it. Manager change, Breslow on the hot seat. Fans can't stand him. They can't win at home. Their offense is dreadful at Fenway. This stuff, their Cy Young candidate can't stay on the field, and when he was on the field, he wasn't any good. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff happening. I don't know. Is Boston still in this thing? Comments? Feel free. Last night, boy, the Dodgers and Diamondbacks wrapped up a wild, wild series. Dodgers had a late inning lead. Diamondbacks came up and tied it, and then their star took over yet again.
Marte! There it goes! He's done it again!
Yes, he did, Steve Berthiaume. He did it again. Remember, he hadn't hit a walk-off homer in his life until a couple weeks ago against the Giants. Now he's done it twice in less than 2 weeks. Did you see the bat flip, by the way?
So good. I watched the end of this game, and this is the dog I'm talking about. Corbin Carroll, guys that were supposed to take care of business did. Perdomo with the knock to tie the game, and then this was just beautiful.
Yeah, and Torey Lovullo was great. Before the game, he had, he meets with the media just like every manager does. He says, I'm in a crappy mood. I'm going to be honest with you. This was coming into Thursday's game. He said, I'm not happy right now, but I believe in my guys to be able to turn around and make me happy. And he was as thrilled as anybody. Dan, do you have the low angle of the Marte home run? You can't find it. That's all right. No big deal. It's okay. That's all right. Take the weekend off. Think about what you did, Dan. I'm kidding. What we will talk about also, not only Arizona coming back to split that series, but the car crash we had at first base between Vargas and Muncy. And this is as brutal a collision as you'll... I mean, full speed Muncy running through, and they just can't avoid each other. Here's Max Muncy after the game.
Busting it hard out of the box, and as I'm running down the line, I saw him in foul territory. So I got to the inside of the bag, and I thought he was going to stay, on that side. And it felt like neither of us knew which direction we were going to go, and then we both went the wrong direction, and bang. I really hope Vargas is okay. I sent something over to him. Hoping he's doing all right and he's not too bad.
So Vargas said afterward his entire body was sore, but he was in a smiley mood as he has been throughout much of his career. But that's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I think Muncy summed it up perfectly because initially so many people were like, what's Muncy doing on the inside part of the baseline? It's like, yeah, well, if you looked, Vargas was on the outside. It was just neither of their fault. It's actually the pitcher's fault for not getting his ass over there to cover
Yeah.
first base.
Well, that's what Ryan Nelson said afterward. He said, I felt terrible. He goes, that happened because two guys got injured because I didn't do my job.
Oh, well, now I like that because he took accountability. So that's that dog. Accountability. Love that for the D-backs. I want to know, what did Muncy send over to Vargas? Because maybe it was like a bottle of whiskey.
Ice pack?
Beer. Maybe some gummies, help with the pain. I don't know.
Whoa, hey now.
Hey. That's like legal everywhere, Chris. Come on.
Yeah, God. You ever have one of those bad collisions at first?
Not that I can remember.
Usually the ones we see is when there's an errant throw and the first baseman has to reach over into the line. And, you'll see guys snap their arms.
Yeah, Vinny actually had one of those last night, but he's a lefty. So it was throw up the line, Buxton running. Bobby Witt, nice play, just threw it up the line a little bit.
So he backhanded.
Couldn't really do it. He kind of alligator armed it in, and the ball just nailed Buxton right in the ribs as he was running.
That's horrible. That is bad stuff. All right. Wish them both well. I think Dave Roberts said it was going to be a scheduled day off for Max Muncy anyway on Friday against the Angels. So he's going to take at least a day to get well. And then Vargas will have to see how he does against the Washington Nationals this weekend. Hang in there. All right. I know it feels like it's weeks and weeks away. And I mean, if you check the calendar, it is. But it's right around the corner for us. And we are super excited. We will be at the All-Star Game in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA. And yes, you can come watch the All-Star Game with us in Philly. Watch party on Tuesday, July 14th. That's going to be at the Evil Genius Beer Company. It's presented by Adobe Express. We'll be hanging out. We'll be watching the Midsummer Classic. You're all invited to join us. Now, tickets are available at the URL in the description. There's VIP packages that are available. This part always sells out very quick. It's a small meet and greet where you just get to hang out with all the content creators. So go get your tickets now. Go check out the link in the description. Please do that. It's like the highlight of our baseball season.
Yeah, this is where you realize, like, I don't know, like why we do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. There's just something about being face to face with people and listening to them. Like, man, you guys, you cheer me up. I listen to you and Chris every day, and it's like we do this show, and I don't even think about it, Chris. I don't know if that sounds bad of me, but like I feel like I'm just like talking to my buddy about ball, and then you meet people, and you're like, and the impact that we can have, the positive impact that we try to have and can have, is pretty special. And I don't know, like it really like recharges my batteries during the year for sure.
I've told everybody this countless times that I've had the good fortune of being in this business for several decades, right? And much of it is spent in the linear world, which I also love. And people are like, well, what do you like more? Oh, I love it both. But this is a community. We don't just say those words in it. Oh, yeah, we have a community. It's great. It's very different. When you work in the linear world, it's you and whomever else you're working with and a camera. And that's it. There's no back and forth. There's zero. Every day I hop in the comments section. Now, most of them are positive. There's a few that are negative. Sometimes I give pushback, and then somebody else pushes back and says, hey, thanks for taking the time to answer my question. You don't get that in the TV world. We get that here with John Boy Media, and the place where we can do it face-to-face once a year when everybody needs a breather from this long, drawn-out regular season is the All-Star Game. And by the way, I've been to a lot of All-Star games. Save your money on that. It's not worth it. If you want to spend money, go to the Home Run Derby. That's more fun. Go get your high-priced tickets in the outfield. Go try and catch some balls, and then come hang out with us on Tuesday. I think that's the simple plan. I mean, It's like hanging out with your buddies. I still do a trivia night. Everybody does really well there. Love that. Can't wait. I want to see y'all.
Everyone's always trying to buy me a beer. Like, hey, let me buy you guys a beer.
That's what happens, man. They dig you. What can I say?
It is really, really fun. And we keep adding to like our list of creators. So there's so many fun people to talk to. Like, not just you and I are just like dinosaurs, man.
Yes.
Like,
we're the old people.
So many fun people to talk to.
I have to grab a nap halfway through.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. All right. We got something special this weekend. Can't wait to talk about it on next week's show. Yes. You'll have to tune in Monday. It's going to be that good. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented and soon-to-be 40-year-old Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday here on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.